All right, hello. Welcome to Adventures in Lollygagging and Friends. We are playing Deadlands tonight, continuing Blood Drive. We're this close to the end of the first part. There's 3 parts to the campaign. We're this close. Might make it. I don't think we're going to make it tonight, but we could. Who knows? Is that Adam? Adam, thank you so much for, was that 14? 14 total months, currently on an 11-month streak. What broke the streak? What the hell is that about, Adam? Why? What the hell is that?
Switching from the Radiator account to Grim Perilous Plays, there was a point in time where I was subscribing on both.
Got an answer for everything, don't you?
Yeah. The Grim and Perilous Plays was with Prime.
Oh, goodness.
And, because it doesn't auto-renew, sometimes I'd have to do it manually.
Oh, well, you are a gentleman and a scholar. Thank you very much. Rodney got ID'd for alcohol today. Oh, nice. Okay. I'm also hydrating because we were told we were supposed to hydrate. So there we go. All right. Anyway, let's play some Deadlands. We got some introductions to do. We got to catch Matt up on what happened as Jack was taking a nap last week. Yeah, we'll get going. So tell us who you are. Tell us who you're playing. All that fun stuff. Jeremy, tell us about Cuspid.
Well, I'm Dr. Byron Cuspid, and I need to confess something to you. There are days where I feel a bit peaked when people describe my profession as new science or mad science. But I try to be understanding because close your eyes and imagine, if you will, you were the first person to be upon a great plain with fire rolling in, ready to destroy you and everything that you ever had. And the fool beside you says, I know what to do. Let's set another fire. Or perhaps more relatable to you, the first person ever to be snake bit and then have their friend say, by Jove, I have it. Let's get more of that venom and concoct a remedy for you. I get it. I do. You see, the idea of fighting fire with fire or killing like with like is nothing new, not by any means. And it's really only mad until it's been proven effective. But in fairness, I'm not in this for the recognition or any sort of titles. It's really those precious little moments, like whenever there's an abomination or a wicked soul laying on the ground, and in their dying breaths, they look up at me and I look down at them, and I can see in their eyes that they understand that there's no great reward, there's no peace awaiting them, just the fact that I'm going to take a small piece of their soul and use it to hunt their brethren. It's the little things.
It is the little things. It's very true. Okay, Matt, I hope you have something prepared. It is your turn to follow up.
Yeah, how do you follow up that? Whoa. Good day, Constable Jack Dawson, the Great White North. I'm here hunting monsters and such with my horse Gretzky, and I think we're doing all right.
About Gretzky.
No, did Gretzky die?
There was an incident.
No! No. All right, Lemieux is my next horse.
Lemieux? Oh, no. Never mind. You can have Gretzky. Lemieux's even worse. Oh, no.
Messier. You're a Messier fan.
Yes, I was. Though I'm wounded because the Rangers just blew it the other day, so it's very sad. Anyway. Okay. All right. Bottom row. I think, don't worry. Gretzky's still around. I wouldn't kill your horse if you're not around. And bottom row. Adam, tell us about Eustace.
Name's Eustace Ellsworth, and praise Jack. That's pretty much all I gotta say. I appreciate Dr. Cuspid. Sometimes he makes ice. Yep. Just taking them teeth and hooking them up to some sort of whirly gig and whiz gig and some other gig and making a cold one.
I would like to have a crossover with the Holler game and have Eustace meet Double D and have the two of them just have a nice long conversation. I feel like that would be something to see. And
Double E and
Double E and Double D. Exactly.
I mean, we should do this, and then we'll get something done.
Nice. Speaking of Double D, even though you're not Double D tonight, but tell us about John Ives there, Chuck.
Hey there, everyone. I'm John Ives, and I'm a perfectly mild-mannered individual with normal, healthy appetites. And yeah, that's all I got. Just a regular guy with a couple 6-shooters.
Fair enough. And then finally, the most devious of them all, we've got Anna Tabo. So tell us about Anna there, Melissa.
Anna is like on her way to, she's going to hit the big city and she's going to go like join a performance group and play her harmonica. And yeah, she's going to be great. She also has a horse named Devil Eyes. Has been around quite as long as Gretzky has, but she's got the horse. That's Anna. Her hindrances don't really come up all that often. She's a heavy sleeper and thin skinned and a couple other things. And that's what she does. That's what she does. She plays harmonica.
This well too.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know what everybody complains about. It's like a thing that it's so bad.
Yeah.
But I don't understand.
Yep. That's all I got. I have 4 different tracks of it. That's tabletop audio. It's good stuff. All right. So let's get going. All right. So last time we picked up in the middle of a combat as Tosair, this former Comanche raider who has some ties in history to Bill Sutter and Luke Canton on the drive. Well, he managed to convince some other Comanche warriors to assault your drive, and so we picked up last time in the middle of that combat. Fortunately, you all did very well in the fight. There were I did get some licks in, which was pretty amazing, and there were some very clutch soaks that allowed for things to kind of turn in your favor. But overall, a couple lost cattle or something like that from stampeding stuff. No major casualties to really worry about. Tosair, unfortunately, did manage to escape, even though Cuspid and I think Anna tried to get him but couldn't quite. Eustace did manage to befriend one of the warriors that was kind of kept him alive and had a little conversation, and turns out that Tosair was kind of misleading folks and now is going to suffer as being like an outcast or something like that. So you might have some time between hopefully you might never see him again, but you won't see him anytime soon. They reckoned. As an olive branch, that warrior kind of led you the rest of the way through Trincheras Pass, and you kind of got into Colorado, and you started moving northward. A few days later, you came across this burnt down homestead, and there was this body that was brutally cooked within animal skin, and signs immediately pointed towards Comanche war parties. But Ives, I believe, was able to deduce that the horse tracks that were kind of surrounding this particular homestead weren't consistent, because they were shod horses as opposed to unshod horses, and it wasn't consistent with it. So it looked like someone was trying to make it seem like it was a Comanche war party. As you all continue traveling, there was some gunshots from the front of the drive, and we're going to pick up with you all kind of rushing towards the front. And you see that there are 2 large men that seem to be blocking the path forward. Both of them have guns, and they're kind of staring down Bill and Luke and Abby as you all come up. So that's where we're at. We'll say, there's no reason that Jack can't be here with this as well, as all of you are kind of moving your horses up. And what you see is undulating path going forward through much greener plains and pastures than you've seen prior, as we are now in Colorado. But you see, these 2 big burly looking guys. They've got guns. They've got they're kind of staring down Bill and Luke, and you can see that they're shouting and gesticulating wildly. What do you guys want to do? How do you want to handle this?
Well, usually they tell me they don't want to do nothing rash, so I'll just get my guns ready and hang back kind of in the shadows, ready to, just commit 1st or 2nd degree murder if needed.
Anna would like to take Devil Eyes and just sort of start to go out wide a little bit.
Okay, sounds good.
So they're standing in front of some of our folks? Or they're
so
our folks
Bill and Luke, who are kind of the head of the drive, the 2 of them. You're a little bit further away. You can't quite hear what they're saying, but they're shouting at each other. There's guns drawn. No one's fired. Doesn't look like anyone's hurt, but you did hear gunfire, and now there's shouting that's coming between the 4 of them that are a ways up front. They're a ways away from the rest of the drive.
I would like to ride straight up there.
Okay.
I agree.
All right. Cuspid and Jack going straight there. Ives kind of lingering back a little bit more. Tabo kind of taking a wide berth. Eustace, what are you doing in this situation?
Eustace is going to go up with the people going up front. That's Cuspid and
Okay.
Jack.
Jack.
Yep.
Yeah.
So since the two of you, so Cuspid and Jack, and then I guess Eustace now too, the three of you are just kind of moving straight there. Eventually, you get within kind of shouting distance, or listening distance. You can kind of hear them. Anna and John, takes you a little bit longer for this to happen. Anna, if you want, you can roll a stealth test if you're trying to be kind of stealthy about your movements. But you hear like one of the two guys just like, I'll be damned if I let you trample my field with a bunch of stinking Texas cows. It ain't enough. We gotta contend with border raiders from the south, homegrown guerrillas, raiding parties, and damn it, Galt's bunch, but now you want to go dragging 1,000 head of cattle across our land? Ain't no way that's happening, mister. I'll stampede them cows all the way back to Santa Fe if I have to, if you step just one more freaking foot forward. And you can see shotgun gets chucked. Now, it's not like pointed at like the face of them, but it's up there and it's ready. And this is what you hear as you're kind of coming up.
So, in this path that we're taking, like, is this the only path, or is there a way around?
Yeah, you can see that there's you can tell that in terms of traversing the land, there's definitely these like rocky hills here and there, but it's also, this whole place is likely their land. Like the whole entire spread is likely theirs, and like this is probably the friendliest path for a whole herd of cattle. Otherwise, you have to like backtrack all the way back almost to the Trincheros Pass and kind of navigate into their way. It would put weeks on your journey.
I wonder if there's any chance for a bit of fair trade here. Like, I'll have you know, I'm a bit of a mender myself, and I know all it takes is one or two lame livestock to make a very big dent in your pocketbook at the end of the year. And I'd be happy to see to any animals you have, or any people you have that have come under ill situations, if that would help assuage your concerns over us coming through. We would like to do right by you, of course.
So you can see as you kind of step up here, you can look like Bills and Luke were about to say something, but like your voice carries past them and over them as your horse moves up next. And you can see the one that wasn't doing the talking has kind of shifted their horse in such a way as to kind of keep between you and the rest of, you and the other fella. They're both huge guys, big old beards and such. And they kind of just, like, the one that's doing the talking looks at you and he's like, I don't know, I heard a lot of threats in my time. You trying to say you're planning on hurting some of us and ours? Is that what you saying? Speak plainly.
Quite the opposite, in fact. You request me to speak plainly, I will speak plainly. If there's any of you that have been afflicted or hurt in any way, I would like to treat them. If you have any livestock that have been hurt or afflicted in any way, I would like to treat them, because it is only fair that you get recompense for us using your territory. You deserve a bit of good faith.
Roll a persuasion test.
I'm going to fail.
No, you'll be fine.
Anna failed her stealth.
Okay.
All right, persuasion. Where are you at?
And I will say at this point, since you're just trailing, you weren't necessarily trying to hide. We'll say at this point, after the initial exchange with Cuspid, you can see that you come up, you can kind of hear the tail end, the second round of what Cuspid said. So the guy turns, who's been doing the talk, and he turns to you, Cuspid, and he's like, well, that's an interesting offer there, sir, but I don't think that's a fair recompense for an entire land being trampled. Our family, we've had this land for, quite a while now, and we gotta tend it, we gotta grow, and we gotta have our own animals go around eating things, and now we're gonna have your whole herd coming on through. You know what that does to place, right? When you take them damn fat Texas cows through here, you know what that's gonna do to our land. And fixing up a couple bumps and bruises, why, I thank you for the offer. I don't know if that's fair recompense. And then you hear a ch as suddenly the guy who's been quiet points the gun over by Anna, and you hear him say, "Why is this one sneaking on up? You all trying to be fair, you got ourselves a looky-loo over here. Why don't you come on out, girl? I can see you just fine."
Oh,
I'm gonna
no,
ride
that's-
over.
That's fine. I wasn't necessarily hiding, just getting a different angle on things.
I'm gonna just not say anything, just ride my horse in between the gun and Anna.
Okay. Yeah,
To be fair,
enough.
it's a bit of a chicken and the egg sort of situation. I'm, as you can see, if you look upon me, I probably don't understand the full effects of such a herd coming through. I'm a bit of a tin horn, and I apologize, but you're large and intimidating men brandishing weapons, so sometimes people will be on edge when they see such a thing. Now, it sounds the way you speak to us that you're speaking fairly, you're speaking plainly, and so perhaps our nervousness was unfounded, and I apologize for that.
Well, I appreciate it. Appreciate the hospitable way in which you communicate, but I must decline. Y'all gonna have to turn back around a ways. About 5 days south. If you bear west a bit, for a few more days you can find yourself another path of untamed and unclaimed land. A little rougher around here. Not as good water. But you can get where you're going just fine, and we won't have any trouble. 'Cause we don't want trouble. Enough of it around here, we don't need any more of it, thank you.
As Anna makes her way back in, since kind of the going wide approach didn't work.
Yeah, you see the other guys just sort of like hawkishly watching you as you do. Jack's in the way though, so like he's like has to like look around Jack a little bit.
And whenever he does, I'm looking right at him. But Anna will say, so speaking of trouble, perhaps if we are in need of some type of a trade of service for use of land, that may be where we could come into some benefit for you. It sounds like you've got some folks that might be harassing you. Maybe we could help take care of them for you, and maybe that could be our payment for passage.
Y'all think pretty highly of yourselves for a bunch of cowpokes moving a herd on through here. And this one over here looks like he's fixing on teaching something in one of them schools, and this one over here, I don't know what kind of hat that one's wearing, but he ain't from around here, as he points towards Jack and his big old mountie hat. No, I appreciate the offer there, miss, but trouble is, you all fail at that. It's us that's gonna get the blowback of it all. Go ahead and roll a persuasion test there, huh? I have stealthily moved us into a dramatic task, by the way. That's essentially what's happening here.
Oh,
Nice.
That's an 11.
Whoa!
Whoa, okay.
nice.
That's pretty impressive. So I've gotten
Me and my
essentially
D4s.
you've gotten a success from Cuspid, you've gotten a raise from Anna. Anybody else want to try to contribute and try to something to sweeten the pot or something to convince him? Anybody else want to add to this?
Hey, why don't you just tell us and what all the trouble's about, and then we can be the type that's surmising whether or not this situation is in our particularities.
The one who's been eyeing down Anna like turns and says, "What you say?" He looks very, very, very confused.
I mean, that way we can make ourselves an assessment, sort of assessing the situation. And we know our skills, and if our skills line up with what would be appropriate for recompense, then
Well,
that'd be good. And if not, I'd be pensive to make recompense.
this is the face that they're making as their heads swim around. It's like, well, truth is, These are wild times and wild country. So trouble just kind of comes in regular waves, so it ain't nothing that we think that you all got to take off our hands. If we couldn't handle some of it every now and then, well, we ain't got no right to be here. But we appreciate the offer nonetheless, sir. Go ahead and roll persuasion, Eustace.
I
You
did.
passed.
It was 5.
Okay, do you want a Benny or anything like that to try to get raised or something?
I think I'm good at just passing.
Okay, that's pretty good. Okay, so that's 4.
Just so everyone knows, we do have audience bennies carried over from last
Nice.
session.
Well, I mean,
did-
if we're looking to spend them, then I guess
You
I
know-
can.
It's up to you.
I'm just not saying you have to, just letting everybody know what we've got in our pocket.
Oh, okay.
Okay, did Jack or John want to try to pitch in anything onto the convincing here?
I don't know.
I'll ride on up to the group. Tell them, mister, you got trouble. You just tell us the word. Ain't no bit of trouble I ever met that I intended to kill that I failed at. And I never will.
Go ahead, yeah, go ahead and roll. I mean, it sounds like persuasion again. Everyone's being polite, so no one's like, step out of the way, gun.
Intimidation.
You shouldn't
Oh.
have. I think your fatigue. Your fatigue should be gone. I would think.
Okay.
Because you had a couple days since the when you
Yeah.
recruited.
I'll go ahead and Benny that. That's
Okay.
better. I got
All
a
right, there you
4.
go. Well, like I said, there's nothing around here that we would push off onto strangers. As kind as that offer is, we handle our own issues here, thank you. Whether it's a war party coming on in, poaching some of our animals, or whether it's a couple thieves coming through and poking around on our land, and if old Galt kind of comes our way, we'll take care of our negotiations with him. Thank you very much. But again,
Who? Who's
they kind of look. They kind of look at each other. That's right, y'all are new here, ain't you? Yeah, we're talking about old Socrates Galt. That's what he goes by. He's a dirty former border raider with a couple dozen gunmen in his gang. Well, locals might have pitched in against him, but he's got connections with Black River, and none of us need that kind of trouble. And you all look a more capable lot than maybe most drives, but I don't think you all want to go wrestling around with those Wichita witches, I don't think. No, thank you, sir. So
Jack's gonna perk up at the Wichita Witches.
Yeah.
Can I make an occult roll? Maybe see if I've heard or know anything about such
Absolutely.
things.
Go right ahead. Yeah, absolutely. Anybody else, if they feel like doing that, can also. If you have
Okay,
a
I've
cult
got
and
a
feel
cult.
like doing it, yeah.
Why not? Same roll.
We've never been to Wichita. We're aware of witches,
Okay.
but not them Wichita witches.
Yeah, I mean,
Jack's
Do you
gonna kind of like draw his shotgun. He's not gonna point at anyone. He's gonna draw it.
Okay.
Today, you said yourselves that we don't look like regular cowpoke, and allow us to prove this and rid you of these so-called witches.
And he's like, well, that's a very kind offer, but it's not so much that we are infested with the witches. It's more of this fella Galt here apparently has the backing of them. So just about everybody around here in these parts, well, they don't want to go tussling with him, lest they bring down the ire of him. You understand me? So if you all start going and wrestling around with Galt and his men, well, yeah, it might just be a handful of, or a dozen or more or so gunmen. But you leave a few of them alive, or word gets back to Black River, then by the time you all are north to Denver, guess who's going to be swooping in here? Them damn witches are going to start showing up then, and your drive, your cattle, you're going to be long gone, leaving us to deal with it. Which is why I appreciate the offer, but like I said, it's our bed. We'll make it. You don't got to make it for us. But listen, you all been decent folk. Here's what I'll say. We can let that old herd pass, I suppose, but we weren't lying when we said it's gonna take a toll on our land when the cattle passes. So I think it's only right that we take a toll in return. You understand what I'm saying? I think 500 for the full drive. We'll even escort you, find you the best route. You can get on up towards Dogleg, probably faster than if you went up there on your own. That's my offer. Fair and square.
That does sound quite fair. And I'll be glad to donate for my wages towards that. Looking towards the trailmaster here.
Yeah, like Bill, you could see Bill grimaces. Like every time money comes up, the left and right kind of grimaces. No, all right. No, you're right. I suppose that's true. I'm sure we'll do more than enough damage to some of your pastures as we pass by. I suppose we can take it out of a grub stake. Dr. Cuspid appreciate the wages, but it's not necessary. This is administrative fees, so to speak. So at that, he kind of like says something to Luke, and Luke kind of heads back, and you can tell that he's kind of going and picking up the cash. And like the guys you've been talking to, he's like, well, I suppose we can go ahead and kind of move you all in. And the guy is like, who's been doing most of the time, my name's Earl, is my brother Gale. We will be happy to escort you across the land. Now, here's the thing I want to say is keep everybody close. We don't want anybody straying off too far. Keep a close eye on your cattle. We don't want them getting mixed up with our own. And none of y'all are getting anywhere close to the homesteads. Understand? Okay. Anybody else, if they want, can roll common knowledge, as you can see over the course of the next, couple minutes, hour. Luke comes back. They exchange the cash. Herd kind of starts passing at this point. You guys are lingering around a little bit, talking with these guys. The Farley brothers is what they're named. So Earl Farley and Gale Farley. But if you want a little common knowledge for stuff on Black River or anything like that, I can give you some information there. If you had a cult and you didn't already roll it, you can roll it again if you want any info on that.
Cuspid knows all.
I failed at the occult, but
okay. Well, I mean,
perhaps
Jeremy,
I know some more mundane.
Yeah, Jeremy, you know about Black River. So
Yes,
Black River,
they're
yeah,
awesome.
So you can explain it if you want. All of that you would probably know, and I can fill in whatever changes there might be for Suede.
Well, they're a very progressive company. They're largely based out of Wichita, and not just for the alliteration of Wichita witches. There's some rumor that some of them actually know some sort of arcane knowledge, and they've allied themselves strategically, as you will. They're not one of the largest rail companies, but they know how to set their hooks in where it matters.
Yeah, that's pretty accurate. But it ain't just a few, but Mina herself, Mina Devlin, runs the whole thing. I heard rumor that she herself was one of the most powerful of them witches, I heard a story once. I don't know, it was just a fella too far into his cups, but her husband was the founder, old Miles Devlin. Well, someone got to thinking, let's go ahead and assassinate him, and although they might have been successful, old Mina didn't take too kindly to it from what the stories say. They say, well, she hunted that assassin down, and, well, she took a fair bit of vengeance on him, and on the people that ordered that assassination, and pretty much all their families, too. Now, Gale and I being family folk, you can tell why we might not want the vengeance of these folk coming down on us. we quite care for our little ones, and I can see you even got a few in your own part of here. As he kind of like leans over, sees like Franklin and Timmy on the reverence cart and everything passing by. All I'm saying is just be careful what kind of blowback's coming, because by the time it comes, you all are most likely going to be up and out of here, but those of us behind are going to have to face the whirlwind, so just be a little careful is what I'm saying.
That's very kind and forward of you to say.
So don't do like we did down south and take out over half the Bayou Vermilion.
I'm sorry, what? I beg your pardon?
Oh, I said, so don't do like we did down south and take out over half the Bayou Vermilion.
They kind of exchange looks at one another. Well, fella, I don't know what to tell you, but Bayou Vermilion, from what all the papers say, seems to be doing just fine. So either you're fibbing with me right now and pulling my leg, which, hey, you got me if you did, or maybe you miscalculated just how many you took out.
Oh, how many is there?
Well, this is the one company, and I would suspect a couple hundred, maybe 1,000 folk who somehow,
all right.
yeah.
All right, 1,000. Well, yeah, I did overestimate.
His eyes kind of like dart to the rest of you, like, is he all right, this one?
He's fine.
He hasn't had his libations for the day.
Wait, I don't need you talking for me. I can talk for me. He means well.
Well,
I've heard other
all right.
people say that about me enough.
I ain't mean no disrespect by it.
I mean neither. I meant well.
He's a good man.
I'm just going to keep riding in this direction if y'all want to follow. And he just starts trotting the horse up.
Now I'm curious, will this passage take a day or two?
Yeah, it will. About 2 days to the other side with the quality of the herd you got here.
Now, I would like to extend a bit of that good faith expressed earlier. Do you have any amidst your company that are lame in some way? A missing eye, a broken hand, or anything of that nature?
So the brothers, again, it's just the brothers you've been dealing with, and they're kind of exchanging a look, and the guy, like Gale, speaks up. Well, now you mention it, I do have a few. He kind of holds his mouth up a bit. You can see right here, I lost a few of these teeth. If you could believe it, these teeth down there saved my life. Got shot right in the face, and it broke 4 of my teeth right there. But didn't all do much other damage. I swallowed them too, and I'll tell you, that was a painful experience.
But it was for the best, because you then you took in the nourishment from those, and I will fix those right up for you. No charge, good faith. Thank you all for being such good people.
You can fix the teeth? That happened like 3 years ago. I tossed them out.
Well, I will give you some replacements. You will be very happy with the quality of the work, I assure you.
I gotta tell you, I can't tell if you pull my leg too. You all are the strangest comedians I've ever met in my life.
No, he is as serious as a heart attack.
All
It
right.
will be my personal pleasure to do so.
You'll
Well,
find
you
his
got-
medical care is one of a kind.
All
He
right.
does
Like,
good.
he holds his hand out. You got replacement teeth? I'll take them.
Well, I'll need some time to manufacture them for you here. And he'll basically get out like one of those mouth guard things. And
Okay. All right. So is anyone else doing anything over the course of the next day or two as you're traveling across the land? We don't have to do anything, but you can if you want.
Just keeping an open eye.
He's- Eustace is gonna do his nightly lessons with Timmy.
Mm-hmm.
Just mainly getting some exercise and teaching him how to,
Okay.
harden up his hands,
Sounds good.
putting in good.
Anna's going to be teaching Francesca how to kind of the finer points of horse riding.
Okay. All right. It's a nice ground to do it in. Like, he's taking you guys across a nice level ground. It's very, very easy traveling across their land. It's a good plot that they've found. Okay.
All right, now you see this finger here. It ain't too much to worry about unless you get in their lip. You get in their lip
Or
and
hook
just
it
keep
there.
pulling. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Right.
I can do
Yeah.
that, Mr. Ellsworth.
Yep. And normally that'll make them tap out.
Okay.
But if they don't,
Do that,
Well-
they tap out, then I gut them. And if they don't tap out, then I gut them.
no, they tap out, that's time to stop. And then if they don't tap out, then why they got a whole nother mess to worry about. Whether or not they want to drink
Okay.
too much, choke on it, get a mess everywhere. This is, yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
I got it. I got it. No problem. This is a very clear lesson. Understood. Thank you, Mr. Ellsworth.
yeah. Now tapping out is sacred,
Say.
and you know what sacred means?
Oh, yeah, Reverend Archer. He's been telling us all about the sacred book and all sorts of nonsense like
yeah, you
that. Sure.
see, that's something that can never be broken.
Okay.
You deserve to have done to you what you did to them.
I got you.
Yeah,
Sacred.
so
Can't be broken.
if they tap out, you're done.
They
okay.
tap out, they done.
Yep.
Got it.
No,
Understood.
you're done. You're done.
I'm
If
done.
they-
They're
Yep.
done too, though, I think.
not in the way you uses meaning. I've been paying attention to your insinuations that you've been making all the time.
I ain't making no insinuation. I don't even know what the word means.
Well, insinuation is when
I'm
you
not
say
sure you
something-
know what the word means either, Mr. Ellsworth. I think it's just one of them fancy words you heard old Cuspid say, and now you trying to repeat
Well, you caught me, but
it. Yeah, I did.
I know how it's used. I don't know that definition. Like I don't have one of them books with the words meanings in them.
Okay, I got it. I don't. Once they tap out, I gotta stop hurting them. I understand.
There you go. That's a proper use of that.
There we
And,
go. Okay. Well, you have a good rest of your day, Mr. Ellsworth. Thanks for the lessons.
You're welcome.
All right, bye. Runs away. Okay. All right. So, the rest of the travel with these guys is pretty good. I mean, it's pretty fine. They kind of tell you there's like a couple local towns here and there. There's Dogleg over here. There's another town called Exposition over there, you know. Nothing to write home about, you know. Denver's a few weeks away still, you know, good hard travel. But between, you know, Exposition and Denver, it's like really nice ground. You can kind of fatten up the cattle, no problem. So they kind of give you some background and such. And eventually, like, I mean, they end up being, you know, fairly polite guys and things like that. And you managed to kind of pass through the homestead without any issues here and there. Once or twice, you can tell one of their family members comes running up, kind of delivers some food, and then just kind of takes the horse on back here and there. And they kind of give a kind of shy little polite wave, and they run back. As you all are parting, do you give Gale his teeth? How did that go, Cuspid?
Oh, I rolled a 12 on that. They are
Oh
exquisite.
dear. He's just, oh my God. Well, these are the most glorious thing I ever seen. My wife might give me a smooch again.
I had to make some assumptions upon the shape and the structure of the originals, but I think I got it close.
Well, to be honest, I never really kept them in good condition back then anyway, so these are better than I had since I was probably a lad, so thank you, sir.
Well, I even added in a touch of some Ghost Rock fluoride catalyst on that to keep them whole for a long time. They'll probably last longer than you will.
You just said a whole mess load of words that only 3 or 4 of them made sense to me, but they're going to last a while, and that's good. I appreciate it.
And we appreciate you. You've been very kind.
All right, then. And so you see Sutter, Gale kind of settle up with cash, and you guys continue on your way. little time later, a couple days, you're kind of still moving. Sutter comes up. Sort of midday, like, after you've all been moving the cattle for a bit, a little past noon. And he kind of pulls you all aside and he's like, hey, Jack, Doctor, Ellsworth, Anna, Mr. Eyes, y'all come on over here. I got a favor to all ask y'all. I know y'all been riding drag for a while, probably getting kind of bored with it. I wonder if y'all can run a little errand for me. That's all right with y'all.
Okay.
Happy to.
Yeah, I got no problem with that.
Yeah, well, yesterday I told Waylon, grab another one of the hands and go ahead and head out to that dogleg town that those Farley brothers are talking about. Maybe see if he can scout for some provisions and such. It's about a day's ride west. They ain't come back yet, and I'm a little more than worried after what Farley's were saying about all these bandits and war bands and that Galt fella or whatever that, well, they might have run afoul of something. So if y'all wouldn't mind, you're a bit more competent with trouble than some of the other folks around here, and if Waylon's gone and turned some of that up, it might be best if you all there to kind of figure it out for him. So if y'all wouldn't mind just riding on over to Dogleg there and see if you can find them yahoos, I appreciate it.
Well, of course. I mean, what's the worst could happen? It's not like we had any trouble the last time we went to town for provisions.
That's a good point. Maybe I should reconsider this. And he kind of looks over and you watch as, like, little Timmy is throwing a knife, like, at Reverend, as he's kind of, the Reverend's digging around stuff and, like, in his, try to pick out all these different Bibles from the back of his wagon, and it just kind of sting right into the side of the wagon. You see Franklin kind of hiding underneath. You see Francesca trying to ride by on a horse, but she's, like, falling off it nearly. And then he kind of looks around. He's like, no, I think y'all are probably still the best bet for this. You don't mind?
Yeah, we can do this. If we find something foul, how much trouble you want us to kick up from it?
Well, don't kick up too much. They ain't wrong. Anything we do here might go ahead and blow back on them. More than likely, people can tell which way our drive came from. If they know that we got a helping hand from them Farleys, they might end up getting the sore end of a stick that was meant for us. So, if it's warranted, kicking a few teeth in, nothing wrong with that.
Okay.
All right. So yeah, you guys all get on your horses. You head on out. It's about a day ride or so. If you want, you can roll a riding test and potentially risk some fatigue and get there a little faster. So if you were to roll riding, pass it, you could potentially get there by nightfall. Otherwise, you might not get there till the next day. Kind of up to you.
I can help anybody who feels fatigued if the ride is difficult. So I definitely would recommend we push ourselves.
All right.
Do it.
Okay. Everyone roll ride.
I'm going to have to use one of them.
I'm going to use a Benny also, one of the group Bennies.
Okay. Oh boy.
For working on a cattle trail, we're all kind of lousy riders, except for Anna over there.
That last one was me. I don't know why he came up as Dr. Cuspid. That was Jack.
Okay. All right. So Jag and Honor are fine. The rest of you take a point of fatigue, which I know Cuspid can take care of. But we'll say, with take your fatigue, which then we'll take our power tax.
3 people with fatigue.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'll make sure.
Is there anything that we can do to help each other? Because I actually have a raise. Because I have the chaps that give me a +1.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, we can take your raise and say maybe you can reduce it down to just
does
2.
+1 mean it means +1 dice?
No, it should just
usually
be
if it's a
flat
+1, it's at the end.
Yeah, it's just a
Okay,
it's
at the
a
end, so then,
flat
yeah.
+1.
Then it would have been an 8, so it would be a raise.
Okay,
Nice.
yeah. Well, then we'll say that there's only 2 that you have to take care of, Cuspid.
All right.
Okay.
Anna would help Eustace.
Okay.
Ain't any different than any other day for you, is it?
I gotcha. Just follow.
I suppose I should roll it just in
Follow where I
case.
went. Oh,
I'm wasting these rolls.
Oh, get them out now.
Oh no.
Give me your bennies. Give me your good rolls. All right. So y'all make it into town just at sunset. A little bit of light left. Yeah, you push really hard, and it's a small place. Like it's bigger than Sutter's Flats, and you can see that there's a handful of homesteads now. Like nearby. So it's definitely bigger than Sutter's Flats, but it's not that big. You would probably guess maybe 100 folks or so, maybe. As you're coming in, you can see there's a livery, like this short-term stable. You can see there's a saloon, got Boston's brandished on a sign above it. Looks to be some kind of marshal's office and a general store. You can see that there's like this carpenter that's set up nearby, near sort of down the alley near the general store, and kind of hammering away. He's got like a bunch of coffins that he's all made up and stacked up here and there. As you kind of start pulling in, there's a handful of folks that are milling about, but looks like most of people are kind of scattering and going off to where they need to go this late in the day. But there's still a few people lingering around. What would you all like to do? You are in the town of Dogleg.
Well, we probably ought to go check out the general store. That's where they're all sent. But I'm awful curious about that. You don't build coffins till you generally need them. Am I correct in that?
Yes.
seem they're not a multi-use type of creation.
Yeah.
Yep, and they all gotta make sure you fit, so they normally do that measuring bit.
So we got people missing and they've got coffins getting made. Putting two to two together, I think we need to go buy us some dynamite.
To the general store, eh?
Yeah.
Your
Okay.
math is very interesting, Mr. Ives.
It sure is. It's that new math.
It's the new math. Yes, I understand.
It's Jack's going to the general store. Where's everybody else going?
You see, there's somewhere that I can go take care of the horses.
Yeah, there's a livery. Yeah, there's the
Yeah.
stables.
That's where Anna would go.
Okay.
Eustace is gonna go charge his proverbial batteries.
So you're going to the saloon?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Ives and Cuspid.
Oh, I was about to suggest we all stick together, seeing as this is possibly a dangerous place, but
What?
seeing Anna and Eustace
Scatter.
head off, and I'm gonna go with Jack. 'Cause praise
Okay.
Jack. If there's someone to shoot, he'll find him for me.
Okay.
That was very much my thought as well.
Okay. It's three of you head over to the general store. Eustace, you head over to Boston's, the saloon. Anna, you head over towards the livery. We'll start with Anna pretty quickly. You head over, and maybe you even have like everyone else's horses that you're taking care of too. Go in, you can see that there's like this young girl who runs up, like 5-6 years old maybe. You can see dirty as can be. She's got straw and muck on her, and you can see that there's a woman that's probably about in her 20s or so. Again, dirty as can be. That they're both running it. And the little girl comes up, missing teeth. And she's just like, can I help you, ma'am?
Well, yes, there, little miss. I'm just looking for Oh, that's yeah. See, my horses are feeling about how you're feeling. They are quite tired, and they are in use of a brush. So
Be happy to help, mama. You see, like the other woman kind of comes out. It's like she starts counting, like, oh god, and she looks extraordinarily overwhelmed. Like her hair is kind of frayed here and there, and when you look at her clothes don't quite look like like she's got underneath it all. There's some kind of dress that she likely had on at one, but it's like kind of dirty and muddy and worn a bit, and she just looks like she's running around. And it probably makes sense. You don't even have to roll this. Like as she like takes the reins from you and everything, starts trying to lead the horse, you can tell that she's struggling. Like she doesn't know exactly what she's doing. They're talking about, you look at the bucket of water, it's kind of dirty here, and like you could look at some of the other horses that are stabled and things haven't been kind of put away right here or there. It definitely looks like she doesn't really know what she's doing, or like she kind of knows half what she's doing.
Yep. Miss, maybe we can do this together. I hate to be so forthcoming with a question, but are you the owner here?
Oh, well, my husband is normally the one who runs it, but he's unwell, so me and Adeline here, we're taking care of things for him until he mends.
Is he home and unwell? And I don't mean to pry, but I actually have a doctor that's traveling with me. That's why I asked.
Well, I appreciate that, but I think that the damage might be done. He's got, quite a few broken bones, so and they're all cast up and such, but it's going to be a little while before he's able to take some of the reins here, and the arm kind of is in pain a lot, and one of them, we had a guy passing through not too long ago who said one of them might be infected or such, but I think he was just trying to sell us one of his concoctions.
Well, I can assure you that we're not looking to sell anything. I myself am okay with some healing. I could try to take a look, see if there's anything I can do, and if it's beyond my capabilities, I can bring on my doctor friend.
Well, that's very kind. Adeline, why don't you run home, fetch your papa? Okay, bring him on down here. Well, actually, maybe it's better
if he's not well. I hope it's not a bother. But
yeah, why don't you go on? Yeah, take this nice young woman to home and see if she can help out your papa. She's like, yes, ma'am. Kind of grabs your arm, and starts dragging you away.
Adelaide's a lovely name. I didn't catch her mom's name.
That's she's a Hazel as you walk past. Okay. Over in the general store, you got Jack and Cuspid, you got Ives. You come on in, and it's nothing like out of the ordinary here. Just sort of looks like your pretty standard setup. A couple shelves are up here and there. You can see that there's what looks to be some kind of counter inside of it. There's behind it you can see there's a woman that's probably in her 50s or so. She's got her hair kind of down in a braid, and she's like, "Oh, hello there, gentlemen. What can I do you for?"
Jack will take off his hat and walk up and hold out his hand to shake their hand. Good day. A few of our friends came through here recently and lost track of them. We're hoping to locate them. Perhaps you could help us?
Well, we don't really get a lot of passers-by here. I'm sure I don't know nothing about your friend. Recently?
How long ago was it, Jeff?
Just yesterday.
Yes, yeah, okay. Yesterday. He'll describe them. See if any sort of...
I heard there was some problems over at the saloon. I heard your boy has caused a bit of a dust up over there, and I think they're all locked up in the jail.
Oh, geez. Okay.
Yeah.
I apologize. I'm sorry for them getting out of line like that.
Oh, well, no need to apologize to me. It wasn't my place they did it in. No, not at all. Go ahead, Jack. And Cuspid, roll a this is for Cuspid. Cuspid, roll a notice test, and then Jack, you can go ahead and roll what's it called? What's the word? I'm trying to think of.
Insight.
Insight. Thank you. Like roll one of those. There we go.
Insight? Notice?
Yeah, the equivalent of that. What's the equivalent of that for this? Is that just notice?
I think it's notice.
Yeah, roll notice. Too many games, man.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Okay, so couple things. So first, Jack, you can tell that she is not telling you the whole truth, and you can see that she seems kind of skittish, and she's constantly kind of like looking past you, like and not really looking you in the eyes, kind of downcast here and there. Meanwhile, Cuspid, as you're kind of hanging around behind and you're doing your own thing, you notice that like there's like a little sort of bulletin board thing where people are kind of putting up various tasks and requirements, and you can see that there's some sort of like eloquently printed advertisement like up on the store, and it's like asking for like rare ores and metals and such, and it's just like, and it says like for any discoveries of this or that, they're paying X amount, you know, per gram. Please see the proprietor of the general store for more information. But as you're watching, suddenly the teeth just start going off as you watch, like the paper just sort of kind of, you know, flickers a little bit in the wind a bit. And as it does, you hear the paper, you know, flitter, and then that kind of translates right into the teeth kind of clattering. And a second ago, you heard Jack's voice, and you heard this woman's voice, and now all you hear is that kind of clattering going on.
I'll do my best to pretend that I am just fine.
Okay. All right. So Dawson, you know that she's kind of keeping something from you, or she's being pretty sketchy. And then the eyes, I don't know exactly what you want to do too in this situation.
Oh, I'm letting Jack take this conversation by the lead, but I'm ready to start blasting.
Yeah, you might want to be ready.
Okay.
I'm gonna kind of lean on the counter. Look, ma'am, I know you're not telling me everything, and that's okay. I'm not from here, but we're good people. We're here to help. You can trust us.
Roll a persuasion, but roll it at -2.
I'm an outsider. I already have -2. It's -4
no.
then.
Apologize for this. Ives can help, by the way. I mean, Cuspid can't.
I'm an
really help
outsider,
anymore,
so yeah,
but
this will
Ives
be at a
can-
-4.
Oh no.
Yeah.
We'll let you take your run at it,
That's
and then I'll
good.
take
Yeah,
my
we
run at it.
Okay.
Oh, that's a nada.
Okay. So she just sort of looks at you and she's just like, Sir, if there's something I could get you, I would be happy to do that, but I do have to be closing up shop here shortly.
Listen here. He said you're not telling the whole truth. I believe him more than I believe you. If our friends are in some trouble, we need to know what we're getting ready to walk into. So I'll ask you this once, nice and simple. And if you don't answer me, well, I'm going to shoot your feet off.
Whoa, hey there.
I'm sorry. That's an escalation. I'll just get some of your toes.
We don't know. We're not going to shoot nobody.
Well, it doesn't work so good for intimidation if you back down my threats.
I know, but
Anyway.
I got code of honor as major hindrance.
I know.
No, we're not.
He does.
We're not going to shoot anybody here. No, we're good people.
Roll your intimidation. -2, though. Oh my god.
It's just a persuasion, isn't it?
There's an intimidation skill, isn't there? Yeah, there's intimidation.
There is
That
intimidation.
sounded
Yeah.
a little more like
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
I-
intimidating.
I need to take that intimidate skill
I'm
You
sorry
should.
that Dawson is cock blocking your intimidate.
because I've now got a -4 as well. Actually, this will
Oh,
be
God.
a -5.
Oh my gosh.
No, it'll be a -4.
We are going to start blasting. Use a
You know-
penny.
-1.
In the meanwhile, is there a chance I can try to use science to guess what these rare materials might be for?
I think you're weird. You're a weird scientist. Like some of the things that are being listed, somebody of the craft is likely, somebody of similar science interest as yourself is. These are the types of ingredients, chemicals, ores, dust that would help in some of your experiments as well. Okay, so you say this to her, and you can see she just says, "You might think you're intimidating, sir, but there's a lot more folks around here that I'm way scareder of than I am of you. Now, if the three of you would be so kind as to get out of my establishment before I call the marshal on over here," and you hear like a cock of a gun, as you think that she likely has one of those like hideout shotguns beneath the counter.
All right.
I think we best be going.
Doctor?
I'll just put my arm around Dr. Cuspid as we're walking out and take him with me.
Well, that's very interesting. Now you could probably get. I wonder if they're doing that in emulsification or if that's going to be a catalyst. But this one could burn something quite well.
What are you going on about, Doctor? Well, I heard you say burn something, so I'm on board.
Well, no, whoever is gathering this, they follow a similar craft as myself.
Should we go talk to him?
Well, it sounds like whoever the proprietor there was being asked to gather it. I would normally say we go back and ask her who she's gathering it for, but
I done messed that up.
That's fine.
All right.
Well,
But that means that these resources are here.
that's true. She said trouble's at the saloon or whatever it was, and that's where Eustace is at. So maybe we should go bail him out.
Okay.
Yeah, I think, or we can go to the sheriff's office and find our people.
We could, but wouldn't it be nice to know something first before we go try and, persuade the sheriff?
Okay, let's go get Eustace.
So we'll cut over to Eustace, who, while all this was happening, had already gone over to Boston's. And so this is all happening concurrently. So Eustace, you head on into the saloon, Boston's. Handful of folk you see are already there. You can see there's a fella playing on some piano a little bit, like over in the corner. Sorry, I wanted to use this really bad. And now we'll stop, because it goes on for a lot longer than you think. And then you can see there's a handful of folks here, most of whom are drinking. You see there's a small card game in the corner, and you can see that there's a fella there right behind the counter. Kind of gives you a kind wave. He's like, "Well, good evening there, partner. What can I do for you for tonight?"
Howdy, I was just looking for something to nurse this headache I've got. It's something fierce.
Oh, well, let's see. I reckon we've got something here that might do it. Here we go. When he pulls down a dark brown bottle, kind of pours a nice little drink. Take about 5 or 6 of those and talk to me again in the morning.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, it may be morning by the time I wake up from it.
Yeah.
Let's start with one and see where we go, eh?
Okay, no, yeah, sure, absolutely. Go right ahead.
Well, so what's name?
Me? Well,
Yeah.
my name's Chester. Chester. This here's my place. It's my pappy's place, really, but, I took it over for him not too long ago, and it is what it is, and I'm quite proud of it. Thank you very much.
All right.
Now, we ain't got no rooms or nothing to rent, but one day I hope to maybe put on a second level here and expand the business.
Well, I'm glad I could stop in and help you with them plans as I lay down some money for it, for the drinks.
Thank you very much for that. We don't got a lot of food around here, but I can fix you up some supper if you're looking for it.
I don't need much to eat, trust me. You give me what I need the most, but yeah, I mean, I'll take a little bit of something. You just, I'll eat anything really.
Got some beans around here, I think. And kind of good. You hear him shuffling some stuff around. He produces and he kind of gives you a big old bowl of beans. Here you go. Got some beans, and I fill you on up. Well, I gotta tell you, I don't really recognize you, sir. You look a little unfamiliar.
Oh, well, You is indeed correct. I am the unfamiliar type. I'm from San Antonio, otherwise
Hey.
known as St. Anthony.
Oh yeah, that's a ways from here.
Yep.
You moving? You just driving, passing through?
Oh well, I'm with my group here. They're off at the general store, and yeah, we're just passing through for the most part. So, yep. I figure they got things handled at the general store. I just come in and see what this here place underneath this sign look like, and take care of my headache. Comes by every day.
You see, he pours like another drink for you, and he kind of leans it over. Well, that's great to hear. He talks kind of loud, and he kind of leans it over towards you. And he's like you might wanna pass through a little faster than you intended, there, Mister. This ain't the kind of stopover on the trail north, if you understand my meaning. And he just kind of leans back. Yeah, them beans are pretty good, aren't they?
They sure is, and I appreciate the cooked meal and the drink, and I'm gonna slide some more coins across the table, and then I'm gonna kind of take in my surroundings.
Mm-hmm. And again, there's a couple people in here. Says there's like over in one corner, it looks like there's 3 guys playing some poker of some kind. You see another person over there by the on the piano, kind of playing away, and you can see there's another table that's got 2 people in it, and they're just drinking. Every now and then they're all kind of looking around. Roll a notice test if you want.
There we go.
Oh my!
Will 17 do it?
I was looking for an 18, DC 18.
Oh damn!
Okay. Natural 20. Yeah, you can tell that the folks that are playing cards, the 3 that are playing cards, they're packing some fairly impressive hardware, and periodically kind of looking up from their cards, giving you a look, and then they're kind of going back to their cards. They're not like, you can tell that they're being kind of sneaky about it. They're not trying to be too make it seem like they're too curious, but they're kind of, yeah, they've watched you, and they've probably been watching you since you came in here, kind of take a tone of things. Plus, they're also watching the bartender, it looks like.
Yeah, I can tell, and I'm the uncertain element in the place that requires a bit more certainty. And then he says quiet, "You all right there?"
What's that?
He says kind of whispers to him. He's like, "You gonna be all right?"
Yeah, absolutely, sir. I can show you where the stables are. Why don't you come on this way right here? Quicker out the back right here. And he kind of points. Yeah.
Sounds good.
You see, if you just kind of come on here and you hang around. It's like, and like the door kind of closes. It's like, fella, I don't mean you seem like a nice fella, but a couple of them folks in there, well, they're Socrates Galt's men, and they have a tendency to kind of have a hawkish look for folk passing through, especially folks like yourself who are so quick to put a couple coin down. So I appreciate the business, but you might want to be passing through.
All right.
I tried to warn a couple folks yesterday about the same thing, but they didn't quite listen too much.
Well, say no more. Message received. And yeah, I'll just pass on through.
And he grabs your arm really quick. Now, Marshall ain't gonna be no help either. That Marshall Wilcott and his boys.
He's on the payroll.
Yes, they are. That's a good way to put it. He's got 2 fellas over there in that jail that, well, he arrested for busting up my place, but, well, they didn't do nothing at all except raise a voice or 2 to the marshal and some of the others for taxing and this and that and looky-loos and whatnot. And then they, as far as I know, they they got a little bit of a beating while they were doing it too. You know, it's a rough place here. That's why I think kind folks like yourself might want to move on in. I mean, the old marshal, he tried to stand them down, Galt and his folks, but when he first got here, but they got a bad case of lead poisoning. You understand?
I do. Yep.
Now that Dalton Wilcott now he's got that marshal badge, but don't let that fool you. He ain't no marshal. He ain't no decent person. Not at all.
All right. Well, I know what sort of situation I'm in, and I did take myself a vow of nonviolence, and so I'm gonna make sure that I get on out of here and don't cause you any trouble. But I can't guarantee there won't be no trouble if they go looking for it from me. I'll just try and be upset.
I'm having visions of this place in flames by the time we leave.
At that moment, the door
When
opens
we
up.
leave, no, it's gonna be in flames while we're here.
Yeah, sure. The door opens up, and you see those same fellas who were playing cards. Someone just added a complication, so they follow you out back, and they say, "Hey, Chester, what you doing on back here? What's wrong with you? Can't leave your bar unattended? Wow, some good for nothing scum's gonna come on through and take all your booze and take all your money. Oh, you got yourself a friend here. Well, why don't you go ahead and make ourselves an introduction there, Chester?" He's just kind of looking at. I was just pointing them out where the stables was, sir, and that's it. And then you can tell Eustace are all starting to surround you at this point.
Howdy.
Oh, howdy there.
Yep.
Well, hello there, Eustace. It is an absolute pleasure. I didn't see you new to town, I suppose?
Oh, yeah. I ain't never been here before.
Oh, that's interesting. Why don't you come on in and buy us a drink? I'll tell you all about it.
All right.
Okay. On you, right? That's right. And you can see they kind of put an arm around her shoulder and start kind of bringing you back into the saloon. He's like, "Chester, go ahead. Get us some of that top shelf stuff. Our new friend Eustace is going to go ahead and buy us all a drink. You know, we're going to be fast friends by the evening's over."
All right. Well, I mean, I could always use a few more friends. So.
And at that
All right.
moment, as you come in and you're sitting down, you see Cuspid and Dawson and Ives start coming through the saloon as well. Three of you go ahead and roll a notice test to see if you can kind of assess what's happening in here as you see Eustace like getting sat down. Like he's like literally being kind of pushed down into a chair while... Oh my.
Wow.
Oh my.
Wow.
Well, I did say it was DC 18, so Ives gets
Yeah,
to
you
see
do,
it.
Nathan. Yeah.
Well, it's 19.
Wait, did I roll in that 20?
No, you got a dirty 19.
Oh, my God.
I didn't know you could roll a 19 on a D6. What?
Yeah.
Foundry must be broken. You guys all stumble in, and all of you can kind of piece together that Eustace doesn't look to be in... You can tell by the look on his face that he's probably not like, you know, this is just him sort of like doing his new math, his calculus in his head, trying to suss what's going on here. Ives, you can tell that the three guys that are kind of sitting down with Eustace are sitting in such a way as to kind of block Eustace's easy access to the two exits of the saloon. All of them have hardware on, and you also can tell that the bartender, his hands are kind of shaking a bit as he's kind of pulling this nice looking like top shelf bottle down, hands kind of shaking a bit as he sort of puts all this down on the table in front of them. And that's what you see as you guys come in, and you got the piano stuff going.
Y'all are a might bit hospitable to a lonely stranger from out of town.
Oh, well, we are indeed.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I enjoy the company, so yes, of course, I'd like to buy the first round.
No,
Eustace, you find yourself some new friends?
Yeah. Why don't you come on and join us?
Well, I said that looks like a fine bottle.
Yeah.
So after, if I heard right, Eustace is buying around. And after that, 3 of you are buying all of us around?
No, I don't think you heard correctly there, sir. I'll tell you what. Hey, Jimmy, why don't you go ahead and head down the street there, and why don't you pick us up a couple extra coins so we can buy our new friends a drink here? You can tell we ain't got quite enough.
There's no need for that, Jimmy. I would like to pick up the second round. Why don't you stay right here with us?
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm staying the door, and I'm gonna. You're not going anywhere, Jimmy. You're staying right
If
here.
you're a friend of Eustace, you're a friend of ours.
You can see as Dawson kind of like puts the hand up to say you're not going anywhere, Jimmy. Jimmy, like you can see he kind of pulls the vest that he has on the side, and you can see this dirty, grimy deputy badge. He's like, I'm afraid, sir, you have misjudged the situation here. I'm gonna need you to step on out of the way unless you want to spend a nice night in jail.
Well, I didn't know deputies were opposed to being bought a drink. I must be.
No, he's talking to Jack,
Talking to
who's like
me.
blocking the way. Yeah.
Jack's just like mean mugging him. He's like, "Yeah, you wouldn't do that to a fellow man of the law," and he taps the badge on his red jacket.
He looks at it. What does it say? Like this is
Royal Canadian Mounted Police. Sorry, it says RCMP, Royal Canadian Mounted Police.
Is that some kind of child's toy?
No, sir. I serve the Queen. I don't take
Queen?
this.
Serve the Queen.
I don't take this lightly. You do not insult my badge.
We ain't got no queen here. What are you talking about?
I don't know if there's a king or a queen at that time.
I don't know
No,
either.
I'm not from these parts, but I'm a fellow man of the law, and we both uphold honor, do we not? And it looks like you were itching to do something nefarious there to my friend when we came in. I read the room. I know what you're up to.
Well,
Oh yeah, I do too. Just being nice.
And you can
Seems
see
how-
like the
seems
rest of
how I
them are
took
starting
it.
to get up now. They're getting up. You can see that they're getting a little ornery. What are you doing, Chuck?
Hey, no, we
Oh.
don't have to do that. I told y'all I took it. Well, I point to the fellow at the bar. I told him that I took a vow of non-violence. So why don't we just finish enjoying that drink, and then we can go our own separate ways, and we'll be all right.
What are you doing, Chuck?
I was going to call it to Jack. Jack, since all the cards are on the table, are we done being friendly over here?
I reckon we are done being friendly here.
I pull my pieces on him.
I'm
Okay.
loyal. I'm loyal. I'm playing. All my hindrances
All
are coming
right.
up today. I'm loyal. Sorry.
Nice. Let me drop a couple. All right, I don't have a map or anything, but I'll drop a couple tokens down, and we'll do a proper initiative.
Oh my!
Okay. No,
My hindrances have gotten me in trouble tonight, and as
Really?
they should.
as it's
as
supposed
they
to work.
should.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So Anna, you're not in this. The rest of you are. All right. We'll do a little. Okay. I'm just gonna keep them as separate initiatives. That's fine. So as guns start to draw, let's draw an extra card for Jack. What's better, spades or diamonds? I forget.
Don't
Spades.
know.
It usually
I think
goes spades, hearts, diamonds,
Diamonds,
clubs.
Yeah, it's 3 spades or 3 diamonds, so you're getting a spade. All right. So you all, as at this point, like Ives says, cards are on the table. Everyone goes, like everyone who wants to go for the guns on your side, but all of them go to their guns. And you see that the fella that was like right in front of Jack, and like Jack puts his hand out, he pulls the gun up. This is way too sad of music for combat. Let's get some combat music going. As he pulls the gun out, and he's like, well, hail to the queen! Whoosh, as he pulls his gun out, and he shouts. So let's see. This will be at. This is at Jack. What do I have? Do I have anything good? No, I don't have any good. All right, he'll just. Yeah, I got nothing special I can do with him, so I'm just gonna do a shot. That's it. That'll be a hit with a 5 as he pulls and fires. Damage sucks though, as you're able to. So kind of, is you wearing a duster or anything like that? Yeah.
Yeah, I've got an armored duster.
So you manage to just duck slightly out of the way, and you can see the bullet just scrape along the side of the duster there, not quite landing. Cuspid, you're up next.
Well, I know the smart move is to cast some protection, but in the spirit of fairness and also just the fun of a bar brawl, I think I'm going to stab somebody.
Okay. Fantastic.
And so I see that he's drawn a gun, and I look and I see one of his deputies perhaps is trying to circle around and maybe catch my friend unawares from behind. I would like to just bury my blade deep in his belly.
Oh, please, go right ahead. Yeah. Parry 5, no matter which one you hit. Yep, you're good.
Nice. Okay. Let's see if I can... It's been weird on damage. I forget to add the damage at the end. There we go.
Do you have your knife in your... You could put your knife in your quick...
I do. There it is. 9.
Okay. So that's damage. That will... Describe how you take this one out, actually. That's enough. He's got a toughness of 5. 9 is a raise, so that's enough to shake and wound him. Describe it.
We're just going to do a callback to the first episode. Shh, 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 shh. No, that was a bad decision. You shouldn't have tried to attack my friend. Now just rest. Just rest, lay down. It's all over now. You're done. You're done. Everything's fine.
And you
lay down.
You just gently push him down, pull the knife out. Was that the one that shot at Dawson, or a different one?
A different one.
Okay.
Basically, I would go for somebody who, like, he pays attention, he sees one person's already attacked, he looks for somebody else who's trying to circle around.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. So then he would have gone next, and then we'll go to one of the others and be like, no, Bob, yo, you son of a bitch. He turns over and he kind of lowers the gun in the direction of Cuspid in order to...
it.
Yeah, I think so. Let's see.
That's where Jeff finally takes you out.
I know. I believe in fair play.
I want to do a headshot, but these guys aren't very good at this, so these are the weak ones. So he fires, and he misses. And you just hear a plink as like you look around, and you can see in the piano there's a big old bullet hole now, and the piano player is like dodge underneath the piano bench at this point. Okay, Jack, it is your turn.
All right, shotgun justice
Okay.
on the one that shot me.
Absolutely, that makes sense. For the queen.
For the queen.
Oh god. Roll damage. Oh jeez. And you're in short distance too. This is gonna hurt so bad. Oh no! Oh no! Oh my god!
Lord. For
God
the
save the
queen.
queen. God save the queen.
God. No one's saving this guy. Holy crap.
Oh.
Describe how you take this guy out.
He just
Oh my
levels his
God.
shotgun right up against this guy's gut. Maybe he's still got his hand. Maybe he's kind of trying to push Jack out of the way. Just poof, and just this red mist spews out, sprays from the other side of this guy. He's now in 2 pieces on the floor. Yeah.
At the immense bifurcation of this, the piano player, feeling a surge of adrenaline, pops back up and starts playing back into the fight. Eustace, you're up next.
All right, so the one that's left alive is still sitting down with me, right?
They were all kind of in the verge of getting up. We'll just say everyone's standing, for ease.
All right, so I was still sitting down, so
Okay, that's fine.
get up, and as I'm raising up, I grab his bola or shirt or whatever he's wearing, and I just bring his nose right into my head as I'm trying.
Yeah,
to...
he had turned and fired at Cuspid, and so as he does that, you just grab and yank him down, try to smash him onto the table. Go ahead and roll.
Okay. Let's see here.
Five is enough. If a parry of 5, yeah. These are not the strongest people in the world.
Okay, so let's see here.
Oh.
Want
I would like
to
to
Benny
Benny
that
that,
damage?
yeah.
Yeah, that's what I figured. Oh boy. Okay. Yeah. So you just pull him right down, and you just hear a crack of his head as his head just goes on the side of the table, and you can see like the chin just sort of turns in a too awkward angle, and he just kind of goes limp, falls, and his legs kind of kick a bit. Anna, roll a notice test.
Nowhere close.
Oh no,
It's a 5.
you're close. You're within a town. It's a small town. You could hear gunfiring. So yes, you in fact hear gunfiring from the direction. You look around. You're trying to make sense of where it might be. It could be the saloon, but yeah, yeah. As the little girl is like, oh, not again. She just starts running to her home. What do you do, Anna?
You go on now. Get with your paw. I'm gonna go.
Yes,
See
ma'am.
what's going on, and I'll be back.
Okay. So you turn, you start to head back, and you can see busting out of the marshal's office. You can see there's a handful of folks who are kind of like pulling pants up, kind of putting on like suspenders and kind of the gun harness and stuff, including this really big burly looking fellow who's trying to get this bowler hat to sit properly, and you just hear them kind of shouting at one another. You hear that? That damn sure was gunfire. Them boys doing something to get cat dang. As they're just they're hustling, it looks like, in the direction of the gunfire as well. Meanwhile, inside the saloon, there are now 3 bodies on the ground, and Chester is like, oh, no. Why'd you gotta go and do that? Oh, man. And you could tell that he's like in shock and afraid. What do you guys want to do?
Well,
Normally I would say he fired first, so it was self-defense, but I imagine that doesn't matter much in this town.
It does not matter much, sir. They locked up 2 fellas yesterday for not doing nothing. They made something up and beat them on up and threw them in jail. What do you think they're gonna do to you all and me? Oh my goodness. Oh
Wait,
man.
so what
Get
you're
down behind the
saying?
counter.
There's more people coming?
There might be. And he kind of runs and hops over the bar, and like he does what Eustace says, and he hops over the bar.
Yeah, Dawson's just kind of like up against the wall, watching out the door, watching the road, the street leading to this place, ready for more.
Yeah, roll notice test.
Mr. Ives, do you believe that a bit of a stealthy approach, a bit of flanking would be appropriate?
Nah.
Well, I do. I'll trust you to do what you do.
Doctor, we have the advantage here. They need to come in here and get us. We draw them in. We need to get Anna.
Yes, but I would like to put myself in a place that's not obviously seen.
Well, shit, if you need someone to get on, I got this. I'm going to pull my 6 shooters and just head on out the door.
Okay. You head on out the door.
Don't go out the back.
Jack, you're watching. You can see the piano guy has now hidden behind the bar. Chester, the bartender, is now hidden behind the bar. You can see the other couple that was here. They scattered out the back at this point, and they're just running. And Jack, you're looking out the window as like Cuspid and Eyes and Eustace are talking, and you see a couple. It's getting dark out there. It's not like the sun's almost set. There's a handful of lights on here and there that are kind of casting some light into the street. And you can see that there's at least 3 figures coming in the direction. And then you hear the sounds of the saddle doors of the saloon suddenly kick open, and you look, like, what the hell? And there goes Ives stepping down into the middle of the street. And the big fella in the middle of the street is like, stop! In the name of the law, put your guns on the ground right now. And you can see, like, he's got his gun out. He's kind of pointing in your direction, Ives. He's got his shirt kind of moved to the side. You see a big old marshal badge shining in the light. Put your guns on the ground right now. Only warning you're getting, sir.
Oh, I just start firing.
New round?
Okay,
Oh,
new round.
no!
Let me go. Jesus.
Or oh, yes.
That could be okay. Let me get some. I'm gonna put Anna in this too, so everyone will be in it now. Anna, you're coming up from behind.
Anna, you're behind them.
actually.
Yeah. You can flank them.
Yep.
All right, it's drop.
They really do need to stop sending us on grocery store runs.
They do.
You're
Jeremy, what's
loyal
that?
as well, don't you, Anna?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Jeremy, what's that rule where I get to shoot a bunch?
Oh, you could do multi-action.
Fan the hammer, you mean?
Yeah. Or you can even just do two
multi-actions,
actions,
yeah.
but take a -2 to everything. So if you're like the 2-gun kid, you could do 4 shots, but at a -2 to everything.
All right. So that means, I'm going to take 4 shots.
All right, so I'm just gonna start up the new round as everyone's now in the round. Like Theater of the Mind, just to reset. We've got Eustace and Cuspid and Jack are all inside the saloon. Jack, you're looking out the window. Ives, you're on the street. Yeah. This has happened before, and you almost died from it. And I think you have a stomach wound still from this.
Hey, he patched
Can I get 2 cards, Jeff?
Yes, indeed. I haven't actually gone to the next round yet.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, and then I was just adding the other people. And then, Anna, you're coming from behind where, like, you know, all of these different folks are. And so you can see, again, one of them, the big old dude. You can see these 3 other guys. They're kind of shadowing up. And you can see one of those guys, Anna, is trailing, is much further behind the others. Like, he was kind of pulling his pants up or something as he's, like, and he stumbled a few times. And so you're probably closest to that one. And then a few more are a little bit closer to the saloon. All right, let's go ahead and draw a new card for you. All right. You're not getting good luck. That's double 4s for you this time. All right.
Son of a...
Joker for one of the deputies. All right.
Get another 2. Oh.
I'm gonna say...
Woohoo. You got some bennies. Thanks, Too Old.
All right. I'm gonna say... the one that's... I'm just on this, like, our own little map, just getting my druthers here. Okay, so we'll say that one of the ones in the street has, like, eyes. You got to whip your guns around and start firing, but this other guy is just a touch faster as he gets to fire on you. Don't worry, he's just got the one gun. All right, as he fires away.
Is he a wild card?
He's not. But I do hit. Okay, with a 7. 7 points of damage is not enough. What's your toughness? Everyone make sure you have your Bluetooth off. Because Matt, there's an item now in your inventory, Bluetooth protection. That's the toggle on and off and tweak whenever Cuspid does his thing.
So that with my Bluetooth off, my toughness is 5.
Okay, so that is a 7 will breach that. So that is shaken. So you should be shaken.
All right.
Okay, so it's not too bad. Not too bad. Because he had the +2 from the Joker thing and all that kind of stuff. All right, Cuspid, it is now your turn. You hear gunfire.
I'm not in the.
You're not?
I'm not.
Oh, I'm sorry. Let me add you in.
That's fine. Thanks.
Let's see what you get. Anna, you are next. There you go, with an ace. Okay.
All right.
Yeah, so you hear gunfire happening from down the street, not too far away. You can see it go off. You can see the light. Maybe you even hear, like, some voices. But you can see this other dude trailing. He's buckling his gun belt now at this point. And he's like, come on, hold up. Don't get started without me, boys. What do you want to do, Anna?
And I do see Ives.
It's dark, but drawn. Sure. We'll say you can recognize. You've been with Ives so long, you can recognize the silhouette. You know what he looks like. Yeah.
Okay. I just want to know that this is our fight.
And he just got shot. Yeah. So you would be able to see that he just got shot.
Okay. All right. Then I am going to aim my Winchester at this one that is still in the process of putting his pants on.
Okay. Let me. I'll tell you what. Let's do. Roll us. I know you weren't doing stealth. I'm just going to see if you're going to get the drop on him. So roll stealth, and I'm going to do notice on him. And if you succeed, you can actually get the drop on him. So
that's a 3.
You can Benny it if you like. I still
else.
have to roll. I might even roll less than you, so we'll see. So yes, you get the drop. That's a +4 to attack and damage, I think.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Pretty awesome.
As he does not see you, as he's still buckling his pants and getting his gun belt going. 8 is a hit in a... Well, actually, no, it's a raise, yeah, because it's a gunfire. It's a gunshot. So yeah, go ahead.
All right. And you said it's a +4 to damage as well?
It's +4 to damage as well. The drop is awesome.
And you got a raise, too.
Yes.
It's an 11.
Describe how you take him out as you lower your rifle. 11's enough to get 2 wounds on him.
This is just going to be like, sir, I don't think you are quite prepared for this. And he's kind of stumbling over, kind of bending over, kind of getting his pants
like,
on.
What? As he gets shot.
He's going to get a gunshot in the ass.
You shoot him in the ass? Well, that's not very nice. As you shoot him in the ass and he falls down onto the ground, face first, butt up in the air, bleeding. And yeah, he's taken out. Okay, so then Cuspid, it is now your turn. Inside, you've heard the sound of one gunfire, one handgun, and then you heard the sound of what sounded like rifle fire as well. You're inside the bar, though. What would you like to do?
Well, I suppose I will look out through the window to see if I can see anything, and can I see this so-called marshal walking up to Ives?
Yeah, you can see that Ives is facing down 3 guys in the middle of the street right now.
And by chance, is this so-called lawman within a range of 16?
16? Is that yards? 16 yards?
I would assume so. That most
if it's yards, then yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Again, in good faith, I know I should put up the armor, but I just think it's more fun to go on the offensive.
Okay.
I'm going to target.
Jeremy wants to keep playing Deadlands, so he's not casting it, so it doesn't make me cry. That's what it is. He's taking pity on me.
But I would also like to ask, do you think that marshal is aware of me?
That's a great question. They knew something was going down at the saloon, so they're expecting danger, but they're also facing a guy off. How about we'll do the same thing? Just do stealth versus notice and see if he notices somebody through the window or something. We'll just do the same thing. This guy is a wild card, though.
That's fair.
Okay.
Oh,
that's
the roll for the stealth. Let's see what the roll for the attack is.
Why do I play these things?
Oh my.
It's pretty good, but not good enough. Roll an 8. But no, yes, you can take. You got the drop.
Wonderful.
Yep.
Okay. Okay, so +4. I'll spend the extra power point for additional damage.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess the 6 will hit.
Let's see. His toughness? Yes, it does.
What's a ranged attack?
Oh, I'm sorry. That was your to hit. Oh, yeah. Sorry, my bad. I thought you were doing toughness. That does it. Yep.
Okay. So we'll do that. And then that's weird. Bolt doesn't have a. It's being weird on me. Sorry, I'll get it put together here. So 3d6.
Did you increase it to get the power bolt or whatever it's called? Okay. 14 points of damage. Oh, goodness. That is enough for... I guess I should use one of... He's a wild card. I'll use one of his bennies to try to soak. Goodness.
You broke Jeff. You can hear it in his voice.
All right, I soak 1. So that's going to be... So it would have been shaken in 2 wounds. Instead, it's shaken in 1 wound. So you still get 1 wound out of it. So it's still solid.
A whip will crack out from the window and maybe go across his primary arm.
Okay. So you rip this bolt comes out of the window of the saloon, just cackling through the darkness, and just wraps onto his arm, and you can just see his arm shaking wildly. It is his turn next, so he will immediately try to shake. Which he does. Of course, yeah. Explode on that one, you son of a... Okay, so... All right. So, let's see. I'm considering fanning the hammer.
Ives? You should do it.
I think I'm going to. But I can split it, because I think he can now see. He now knows that Cuspid's there. Cuspid you'll get, we'll say, +2 for cover because you're in through a window. I think he's going to fan the hammer. Yeah. Just double checking a couple things. All right, so fan the hammer basically just means he just unloads his whole clip, like all 6 shots, and then we'll see how it goes. And then do I allocate afterwards, or do I call out the 6 now? I don't remember. Does anyone know the answer to this?
No.
Okay, well, screw it. I'm just gonna do it anyway, and we'll call it out afterwards. So shooting, fan the hammer. Here we go.
Holy goodness.
So his arm's shaking, and he's just like, he just fires wildly around. Let's see. So I got all of those are into eyes. I'm not going to put all of them into eyes. I'll split it. I'll do like if you guys, I'll split it. I'll say 1-9 to Cuspid, 6 to Cuspid, 1-9 to Ives, 1-4 to Ives. Does that sound cool for you guys?
I'm cool with that.
All right.
Absolutely.
All right, so first one here, this is going to be on Ives. We're going to do damage on Ives, on the raise. Shaken. Second damage on Ives.
If I was already shaken, does that escalate those to wounds?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So you now have 2 wounds, as you just took 2 shots. Okay. And then, let me redo my target. And now through the window, as he's just firing wildly, the raise on Cuspid. Let's see. 9 points. It's still targeting Ives, unfortunately. What's your toughness, Cuspid?
8. So it's enough to shake me, but not enough to wound.
Yeah, and then here's the other one on you again. Another 8, so 1 wound on Cuspid then.
Okay. Could I have spent the Benny on the first one to have unshaken? Sorry, I was a little slow.
Yeah, I mean, technically it's like whenever, so yeah, I mean, that's fine. I mean, you can spend it to soak, like either way.
Well,
it's up to you.
I suppose I could soak. I wasn't sure if we were avoiding doing the soak.
No, I'm not putting that in yet, especially with the guns. I'm not sure yet how that's going to play with guns.
Okay.
Guns do a lot more damage than Holler, so.
I would try to soak.
Okay. I mean, all you have to do is get a 4, and that'll take care of it all.
Get myself back up to 3, and then.
So that's how he does it. He cheats. He gives himself bennies.
Well, we started off with 3, but I only had 1 because I didn't know it.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you are you're good. You're all good.
So
right.
soak, but I'm stunned from the second.
Okay. No, you're fine. I think because when you wound, if you clear all wounds from a soak, you also remove the shaking condition.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so you're fine. All right, so that was his turn. I feel good. I feel like I accomplished something this turn. Go ahead, kill my people now. Eustace, you're up.
Eustace being a little lubricated up from the liquor, and then feeling the heat of the moment and having flashbacks to the last time this happened. You hear something coming from inside the bar. You hear a as bolting out of the swinging doors. You see Eustace barreling on all 4s, coming full speed towards the guy that was fanning the hammer.
Okay, and you just leap at him. Okay, sure.
And is that this one here?
It's the guy who looks different than the others.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so
That's
yeah,
the
he
guy.
comes full speed charging at him, and
Yeah.
he's gonna try and bite his ear, bite his nose, or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I would say you would probably have to do your pace die for this. We're in kind of like theater of the mind stuff, so
Sure.
which means you would have like the penalty on that, but you're probably still fine. He only has a parry of 5, so it's like a -2, I think.
Okay. So.
Yeah,
roll
minus
D6
two to your
see how
attack.
far I can make it.
No, I mean you can have it for free. Like
Okay.
I'll just say like as long as you're burning it, you can close the distance, but you'll take the -2 because you're
All right.
you're running out
I
there.
got you. Okay. And I'll go ahead and Benny that.
Was a 3 a hit?
It's not. I don't understand.
It ain't gonna happen. But he's in his face trying to get his attention.
He's got a parry of 5, so I'm not sure. He's wounded. I don't know why it says that's a hit with a 3. It shouldn't be.
I was having issues like that as well the other week with Savage Pathfinder saying he hit some things that weren't supposed to be hits. There's something going on with Foundry right now.
Yeah, if he's got a parry of 5, I would need to get a 5 to hit, right?
Yeah, I think they all have parries of 5. Yeah, everyone's got a parry of 5.
Well, I didn't do it. So.
All right. Next one up is the other guy who's out here. He's the other guy flanking. He sees Eustace charge in and bite and hack at the guy in the middle, so I think he'll turn and he'll target Eustace. So this guy will just lower the gun and fire at Eustace. That'll hit. Rolling damage on Eustace. Oh boy! 11 points of damage. Is that enough to shake 11 toughness? Yeah.
Is it meat or exceed? Is it meat?
It's meat. So you're just shaking.
Yeah,
you haven't taken a wound. You're probably gonna be fine. Jack, you're up. You've heard the doors go crazy. You've heard gunfire. You've seen bolts of lightning go out the window. I mean, yeah. What do you want to do?
I'm gonna charge out there, and I'm gonna go next to Eustace, who's Ives, who's injured. So I'm not gonna go as far up as Eustace, and I'm just gonna go over there, kind of like stand over or next to Ives, kind of protect him because he's hurt, and I'll take a shot at the closest one. Who'll be the closest one? One of the mucky mucks, the deputies.
They're all right next to each other, so it's kind of like they're all kind of in the same distance. So you can pick whichever one you want.
I will shoot.
I would say, yeah. Eustace is on Dalton, and there's like the other two that are kind of flanking him. Oh, jeez. Okay. Roll damage. Oh, God. Okay. 10
It's not that bad.
damage.
It's not that bad. It could have been worse. Hey, you know what? I'm going to Benny it.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah,
It's the end of the...
Yeah, it's almost the end of the night.
There we go. 16.
Okay.
That's better.
That would kill him, so I will try to soak, because that would take him out. I'll still take a wound from it. So he's still alive, but I did take a wound, which kept him alive. Wait, actually, hang on. So it was 16. So it's 6 would be 1, then 2, then 3. So would have been 3 wounds. I soaked. Now he's dead.
Oh.
Yeah, he's dead. Because it would have, you had 3 raises on the damage, and then he soaked 1, so you're still doing 2 wounds, because I think he was... Oh, no, he wasn't shaken.
No, he soaked it. You got a raise on your roll.
Yeah,
he wasn't wounded.
And he wasn't shaken, so he was just... Yeah, so he is still alive, with 2 wounds. Okay, sorry, my bad. Okay, and then Ives, it is now your turn, so I think he's going to be dead here in a second.
Let's see. Did it do?
It rolled a 0. Yeah, it rolled as you didn't do well. Yeah, you have wounds. You have the minus penalties for the wounds.
Yeah, I'm just going to spend a Benny to get rid of shaking.
Sounds good.
I'm going to get up. I was going to throw a lot of bullets, but seeing as I got a -2 for wounds right now, I'll just throw a regular amount of bullets that direction. I'm going to shoot twice, once with each gun.
Okay.
Probably both at the same dude.
Okay.
Let's see. You said
one
it's
at a
dark
time.
out,
See what
isn't it?
happens.
Yeah.
It's light enough that I'm not doing illumination penalties. We're in the middle of the street. There's lights from the different buildings. No, I don't want to do illumination here.
Okay. Yeah, I'll shoot first one.
Oh boy, that's a miss.
I want to Benny that one.
Yep. There you go. Oh god.
That's more like it.
That's a hit. Roll damage. All I need is 1 wound, and I'm out of bennies on the guy. So all you gotta do is 1 wound, and he is dead. 6 toughness is what you gotta beat, and you did. What does it look like when you take him out?
I'm hurt. I'm angry. I didn't get to shoot anyone in the last fight, so I'm just putting it right in his nose.
So this guy, arm like electrified, his like the scorch marks from the bolt covering him. He's got Eustace like kind of beating away at the other side. He's bleeding out his body from where he took some shrapnel from Jack's gun coming, and then you just lower the gun right dead in the face. And he just kind of collapses to the ground.
There's one left, isn't there?
There isn't. There are two left out here, actually.
There's two left? All right.
Yeah.
Well, I'll take my second shot at another one of the two.
Okay.
I'm going to Benny that.
All right. You've taken some wounds too, so it kind of hurts. You move over a little, you move the arm a little quicker than you need to. Yeah, you just miss. Okay. Next round. So we got to shuffle. Okay. At a turn, they're going to be like as the two that are alive look down. They see. You can see like. Oh, hey, we surrender. No, man. We don't want none of this. No. And so they're like, their hands are up. They still got their guns in their hands, but their hands are up. And that's what they're saying. Do with that as you will. Jack, you are first to go.
Jack Dawson will tell them to throw your guns on the ground and we'll spare your life.
Okay. And they look at each other and they nod and like, okay, yeah. And they drop them on the ground.
Okay. And then can I walk over to Wilcott's body and I want to grab like jail cell keys because I know our guys are locked up there.
You can see like right on his belt, like there is like a little ring of keys.
So that'll be my turn.
All right, perfect. Ives, it comes back to you. You are your own man. Do what you like.
No, Jack done said that we wouldn't kill him, so I'm just going to shoot one of them in the foot.
That's fair. That's fair.
Don't roll. You just do it. Just shoot him in the foot. Oh, what? And he falls over. Why'd you go do that? Oh, I said it was surrender. Oh.
Yeah, you surrendered, and Jack said we weren't going to kill you, so I didn't kill you.
And the other one's like, don't shoot my feet. Not my feet. Please, not my feet.
I can get your hand if you want.
No, I don't want no bullets, sir. I'm sorry, I'm just doing what he said. He's our boss. He tells us what to do. He's the marshal. We just deputies.
So does that mean that you're the marshal now?
I don't want none. And he like kind of grabs the deputy badge and throws it on the ground. Like, no, sir. I'm gonna get to farming or something.
All right, I'll let that one slide.
Okay. So then we'll go to Anna. Again, everyone's kind of doing their own. Anna, you come up at this point. You got the gun trained. There's a guy on the ground. You can see the sort of the marshal guy, the big old lumbering guy, is dead on the ground.
So he is dead?
Yeah, he's dead on the ground. He's got a hole in his face. And then there's another guy who's rolling around the ground grabbing his foot. And the other guy is just hands up, Ives kind of pointing the gun at him. Jack has picked up the keys from the ground off of him. Is there anything you want to do?
Anna's usually got rope on her, so she'll just kind of bind their hands.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. Okay, so then how about I'll just give it to Eustace and Cuspid. Is there anything in particular that you would be doing to add to this situation?
Oh yeah, Eustace would be fully playing up the attack dog sort of thing. He'd bend down on the ground where they drop their guns, and he'd be like, and then he'd come over to them and like kind of put his hands on their chest and get up in their face and like,
why is he doing this? And the other one's like, oh, my foot. Oh, my foot.
It's fine. It's fine.
And then he's gonna like put his face right up against the one that's foot was shot, and he's gonna be like, "Your boys had this one coming. They done deserved it."
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I'm glad you agree.
Yes, sir.
It is a terrible shame. There's a gentleman by the name of, is it Galt? I believe is the last name. Is that Galt? his people are so terribly inhospitable, and none of this would have had to have happened if his men didn't behave this way. Might you point us in the direction of him? We might deliver some lessons upon better etiquette so that you don't have to witness further scenes of this nature.
You see, so like the blood sort of drain from his face a little bit when you mention Galt, and he's like, "You're not gonna tell him about this, are you?
I don't know your name. I don't really care what your name is, but you do, and I assume you would like to walk away from here."
Hey,
Yeah.
Cuspid. You done did remember what happened when we did something nice and then we let them go and then they went back and they brought more and we ended up having to kill them anyway?
Don't forget that, but the ones that we did kill, they brought back as dead.
Guys,
Here's the thing. Now, normally I would just leave you here, but on one hand, my friend says we're not going to hurt you. My other friend raises a very good point that if we just leave you here, it causes further problems. So here's the deal. You lead us to Galt, and you don't cause further trouble, and then we will evaluate leaving you with both feet and both hands and just, most of your, your senses.
Sir, I think it's better y'all just shoot us right here.
Sorry,
Well,
I can't oblige.
You insist.
No. We're gonna lock them up in the jail cell. No, we're not shooting nobody.
All right.
These are unarmed men.
If you want to see Galt, he's off to the east, but we ain't gonna go out there, sir. I think it's best you just shoot us down right here. It'd probably be a mercy compared to what he'll probably do to us and y'all.
Does he bring people back from the dead to fight for him?
I don't think he needs to. He's got like 50 men on his payroll out there.
Gonna need dynamite.
He's got some strange old shaman fella, and he's got some fella that does all sorts of weird kind of mumbo jumbo such, and he got a mean old. He's got his own mad dog. He kind of looks over at Eustace when he's saying this, and he's a lot like this one, and I don't want nothing to do with him.
Now, when you say shaman, by chance do you mean like a Comanche with a military jacket with bullet holes in it?
No, it's a fella who likes to. He's a weird fella. He's from Louisiana or something, but he dresses like he's some kind of wolf or some such, and I don't know much about it. Please tell him to get out of my face, sir.
Anna will put her hand on Eustace's shoulder.
And immediately when Anna puts her hand on Eustace's shoulder, he goes back to like completely normal. Hey, wait, what's going on? Hey, Anna. Oh, shit. Holy fuck, you all killed him.
Yeah, we think we got it covered. About for right now, anyway.
Huh. Hey, you want to get a drink now? And he'll point at the one that's standing there. Uninjured foot.
No, I kind of holds his hands up, which are bound. I think y'all can.
Now,
Well.
see, they refused to drink from us.
I think that's all right. I think, and Anna will turn to Cuspid and kind of the rest and just say, I don't think these folks have the same loyalty as the ones that we were
Not
dealing
at
with
all.
in the South. So I think we may be a little better off leaving them to their own decisions after this.
He kind of points
Can't
down
remember.
like, Dalton was one of Galt's fellas, and well, we just wanted to get paid. That's all. We don't want to get shot. we'll leave. No problem. We'll get going right now. You tell us the direction to go, and we'll go that way, and you ain't ever gonna see us again.
You said he was in the east, right?
That way, yeah. He kind of
Well,
points.
then you go west.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. I will do that. Indeed. So he
All right.
tries to help up the guy whose foot. He's like, ah! No, come on, shut up. They're letting us go. Shut the hell up. He kind of starts helping him up, and they much obliged. And they continuing to look over. They're looking over their shoulder every like 5 steps.
Should we untie them so they can actually get away?
They'll figure it out.
All right.
There's 2 of them. They can. I mean, we tied their hands in the front, so pretty sure they can figure out how to help each other with that.
Don't you need that rope?
Oz, you got red on you.
I got a lot of red on me. They done shot me a few times.
So we'll say to close it down, Jack, you lead the crew over to the jail, get the keys, unlock, you go inside, and you can see that there, in fact, is Waylon, one of the other folks, two of your people. They're kind of in one of these cells. They're chained up to like a little eye hole in the floor. They've been worked over something fierce. Waylon just kind of looks up and sees you all covered in blood, and well, it's like, you should have seen the other guy. And then we'll end on that right there.
Nice.
All right, that was fun. That escalated.
It's good. That went exactly as I expected it to.
Pretty much, yeah.
Escalated. And then the town burned down. All right.
Oh no! Gotta remember next episode to go back to the house.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah,
The little girl.
the little
Yes.
girl.
Their
Hazel.
dad's
Go
never
back
getting healed.
Yeah,
Help
poor.
Adelaide's dad.
It's okay. You just shot him in the foot. It's fine.
Oh no!
That would be hilarious if that was your dad.
Oh goodness. All right, let's do a round table. Jeremy, tell us about this Patreon.
Yeah, and read some Patreon. You got comics, you got RPG assets, you got maps. It's a good time.
All right, Matt, what are you doing this week?
Thursday night, Garblight Games. We're doing Actun Cthulhu.
Trying to remember what is. Oh, okay, it is Old Matty 2 Arms. Oh, I gotta update it. We're not doing Starfighter anymore. But yeah, back to Actun Cthulhu. Let's see, Adam, what do you got going on?
Let's see. Tomorrow we'll be playing Tiny Tina's Wonderland Adventures on Grim Perilous Plays. And then Saturday night, I think we are playing Heart. Yes,
That's
we are.
right.
Okay.
Yep, indeed.
Yeah, so check us out if you want to see us playing Heart.
Mhm.
Jeff was being kind enough to lead us all through it.
It's very, very fun. It's sad to miss the last session, so it's good to get back to it. Very cool. Chuck, Defenders.
Oh man, that's me. Let's see. Wednesday, we're doing Quiet Year for Thunder Rift. Going back into that. Crews all, they got ascended to godhood, so they're reshaping the land. So we're doing that, setting us up for season 2 of Thunder Rift using the Fantasy Age system. Friday, we'll be back doing some more Anvia system that Joe's making. And then, hanging out with GMP on Tuesday and Saturday. And I think Bert's this Sunday with some Shadowrun. Is that right? I think that's right.
Should be right.
Yeah.
Yep. As for Melissa and I, on Friday, we're going to be starting a new game as we're going to be playing Hunter, The Reckoning, 5th edition stuff, World of Darkness. New edition just dropped last week. We've been going over the PDF like crazy, so come check that out. We're playing that like every other Friday, I think, for a little while. And Saturday, we'll be back to One Ring, 2nd edition as per usual. And then next Monday, right here in this time slot, we're playing our other Savage Worlds game as we're playing Holler, Appalachian Apocalypse. That's about it. We're gonna go ahead and raid Diesel Shot. Thanks for everyone who hung out tonight. Thanks for those of you who threw out some bits and some subs. Come watch all this good stuff that everyone's got going on this week. And we'll catch you next time. So, good night, everybody.
Good night.
Goodbye.